Hi again then guys, and welcome to the second of today's two Forza Horizon 3 tune setups. As I said earlier on, for those who maybe haven't watched that video, I'm doing a couple of tunes primarily to round off some of the most desirable cars in the game that I haven't already done speed tunes for, to kind of get us back in the mood for Horizon 4 if you've maybe stopped playing Horizon 3, or if you've got these cars or plan to and just haven't got a speed tune for it yet. Now this car is of course one of the most expensive in the game, the McLaren F1 GT, aka the Longtail road car. 5.2 million is a lot, and to give you kind of a mini review, I would not necessarily recommend buying this car. It's not really that much better than something like a CLK GTR or a Maserati MC12. It's the same kind of homologated vehicle anyway, so I would personally say that you can give this one a miss, but of course, if you are a fan of the car or a fan of McLaren, you'll probably want to get it anyway, just to be a completionist. Now, as far as the conversions, you don't need to swap the engine on this one because you can't. You're stuck with that BMW V12, which isn't exactly bad to work with, of course. I'd recommend swapping it to all-wheel drive, though. Some people might not want that on this car, but I would recommend it. It helps out a ton off-road as well. And then as far as the aspiration, of course, you want to swap it to the twin turbo. Now, as far as all the rest, you want to fit everything that is race spec, except for the front and rear wing. You do not need those. People all the time comment on these videos saying, oh, I've done everything that you've done, but I'm only getting 220 instead of 260. Why is this? And then when you talk to them for a bit, they say, oh, well, I do have the wing on the back. Well, what did you expect? I said specifically, don't fit the wings. So make sure that you do not do that, but fit all of the other racing parts. I have fitted racing tyres. You could of course go for the Hot Wheels ones or the white letter tyres if you want. They're all the same anyway. And then as far as the tune itself, which incidentally is not on the storefront, this is a YouTube exclusive, so if you want to get this tune you'll have to copy this video rather than downloading it. As you can see from the benchmark, 0 to 60 is good, 1.9, 0 to 100 not quite as strong as the GT40 from earlier, but it's nowhere near as powerful, so there's the payoff. 4.2 to 100 though is not bad at all. Top speed 267.9, so 268 basically. It's quick for its power. It does have less than 1,000 horsepower. So for its power, that's really good. It's just a shame that you can't give it even more. As far as the gearbox, I'd recommend a final drive of 3. Then for the individual gears, 2.9, 2, 1.5, 1.18, 0.95 and 0.77. Then as far as alignment, you know the drill. Neutral camber, neutral toe. Caster, I've got 4 degrees. Again, I find that good for this car. You might want to put it higher or lower, depending on if you want it a bit looser or a bit stiffer through the corners. But of course that's down to you and your personal preference. Anti-roll, we've rounded off to about 15. Springs to 133, 191, and as far as the ride height, I've pretty much left it stock. So just under 9 on the front, 9 on the back. As far as the dampers, we've got 12, 17, 5 and 7. Aero you can adjust, and as far as the diff, we've got 100% on the acceleration side, 0 for decel, and then for this particular car, a little bit more inclined towards the back than usual, 75%. I find that works pretty well for this one. Having 25% for the front gives you more than enough grip to get great launch, but also not to make it too heavy, because obviously a car like this, one of its biggest strengths is high-speed handling. So you don't want to neuter that by having like a 50-50 split and making it really heavy. But that's it for the tune. But now, of course, as we always do, you want to see, can it actually live up to that benchmark? Now, although I said I wouldn't necessarily recommend picking this car up, because for what it is, it's not really worth that much. It's more like a 2.5 to 3 million credit car, I would say, especially when you compare what it can do to something like a 2017 Ford GT or the standard McLaren F1. It's good, but the price tag would indicate it's pretty much the best thing ever, and it's not. It's not the best thing ever. However, one good thing about it is that it definitely can go beyond the benchmark, because of course it said 267.9 I think it was, and as you can see from this replay, you can get it up to like 269 in reality, so it is that little bit quicker. The handling is very good, especially at high speeds, and you'll see towards the end of this video as we turn one of the curves, it's really good. It's got excellent handling, so it's not bad. It's great for everything, of course, but 5.2 million is just such an extreme price that only buy it if you specifically want the car. Don't buy it because you think it's the best thing around, because it isn't. But if you do decide to use this tune, I hope you have a ton of fun with it, and you can check out all of my other Horizon 3 tunes by clicking through here on screen. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.